You pull into the driveway after work, and for a moment, you just sit there. Dinner still needs to be figured out. Someone needs help with their homework. There are dishes in the sink, clothes that need folding, messages you still have not replied to, and a family that needs a version of you that is present, patient, and loving. But you feel empty. And the frustrating part is you did not run a 5K or stir concrete. You sat at your desk all day. But somehow, by the time you get home, there is nothing left. No energy to cook, no motivation to exercise, no patience, no mental space to do anything. This is what it can feel like to work in an environment that is slowly wearing you down. Now, if this sounds familiar, I want you to stick around because in this video, I'm talking about the sad reality of many women over 40 who work 9 to 5. Why your work environment may be affecting your health more than you realize, and what you can start doing to change your reality. Now, this is where the research starts to make sense. A Gallup 2026 workplace research found that only 20% of employees globally are engaged at work. That means the majority of people are not showing up energized, connected, and excited about what they do every day. Many are simply showing up because they have to. And for a woman over 40 with a family, that matters. Because you're not just going to work and coming home. You are giving your focus, your patience, your emotional control, your decision making, and your energy to that environment for 8 or more hours a day. And if that environment makes you feel invisible, dismissed, constantly criticized, and no longer valued, your body does not just ignore that. It may show up as stress. It may show up as exhaustion. It may show up as poor sleep. It may also show up as you snapping at the people you love because you spent the entire day holding yourself together. And this is where something called embeddedness comes in. That means there are factors that keep people tied to a job even when it is no longer for them. Because let's be honest, most women cannot just wake up one morning and say, I'm done, and walk away. You have bills to pay. You have children depending on you. You may still need to cover a mortgage or rent. You may have benefits you cannot afford to lose. You may have invested years in that job. You may also fear starting over. And in the back of your mind, there may be one big question. What if I leave and things get worse? So sometimes women stay not because the environment is healthy, but because leaving feels too expensive. And this is the sad part. Your body keeps the score. And this is why women over 40 have to start looking at health differently. Health is not just what is on your plate, it is also what you are exposed to every day. It is the rooms you sit in, the people you answer to, the pressure you carry, and the way you are treated. The amount of yourself you have to suppress just to make it through the day. And here is something else we do not always talk about. Sometimes staying too long in the wrong environment becomes a form of self-sabotage. Not because you're trying to hurt yourself, but because you keep giving your time, your energy, your health, and emotional strength to a place that is no longer helping you grow. And this is where you have to be honest about the cost. Because staying has a cost too. You may be keeping the paycheck, but losing your energy. You may be keeping the benefits, but losing your peace. You may be keeping the position, but losing your sense of value. You may be maintaining stability, but slowly sacrificing your family. And the hard truth is, staying too long in the wrong environment may cause you to miss the better opportunity God has in store for you. Because when all your energy is going towards surviving where you are, it becomes harder to see what God may be trying to show you next. And sometimes the next opportunity requires a version of you that your current environment keeps draining. A version of you who has more clarity, who has the courage to take the next step, who has rebuilt her confidence, who has enough capacity for what is next. But many people wait for the opportunity to show up before they start putting the right things in place. But sometimes getting ready is what helps you recognize the door when it opens. And that is why we have to be careful not to confuse familiar with healthy. Just because something is stable does not mean it is strengthening you. Just because you have been there a long time does not mean you are supposed to stay there forever. Just because leaving feels scary does not mean staying is wise. And again, I'm not saying make a reckless decision, but I am saying this. At some point, you have to stop only asking, can I manage this? And start answering, is this environment supporting my health, my peace, my growth, or is it slowly wearing me down? Because leaving is not always failure. Sometimes leaving is wisdom. Sometimes leaving is obedience. Sometimes leaving is making room for your health, your growth, your peace, and your next level. And even if you cannot leave today, you can start preparing. You can update your skills. You can rebuild your confidence. You can create a plan. You can pray for direction. You can start taking the next small step. But what you cannot keep doing is ignoring the cost. Because God did not call you to spend your entire life surviving in an environment that keeps shrinking you. So let's talk about what you can do to start protecting your health inside your current work environment. Sometimes the change starts with small boundaries. So take your lunch break away from your desk if you can. Because eating while answering emails is not really taking a break. Your body may be getting food, but your nervous system is still working. You are still thinking, reacting, rushing, and staying mentally plugged into the same environment that is draining you. And that matters because digestion works best when your body feels safe enough to slow down. When you are stressed, your body can shift more into a fight and flight mode. That means your body is focused on responding to pressure rather than fully prioritizing digestion. Now, research on gut brain connection shows that stress can slow or disrupt digestion because the body redirects its energy towards dealing with a perceived threat. So, every 10 to 15 minutes, try to step away from your desk if you can. So, even 10 or 15 minutes away from your desk can help your body feel like, okay, I can breathe for a moment. Or even stepping outside for 5 minutes if you can. Get some natural sunlight. Take a short walk. Breathe without staring at a screen. Let your eyes look beyond your computer. Sometimes we underestimate how much our body needs those small moments of reset throughout the day. Another boundary is this. Stop checking emails the second you wake up. Because the way you start your morning can set the tone for the rest of your day. Your body already has a natural morning rhythm. Cortisol, one of the hormones that help you feel alert, naturally rises after you wake up. Now, researchers call this the cortisol awakening response, and it helps prepare your body for the demands of the day. Studies also show that when people anticipate more stress, that morning cortisol response can be higher. So think about what happens when you check your work email first, before you pray, before you check in with yourself, before you even prepare your body for the day. Your brain then is already scanning for problems. Your body is already bracing for pressure. Your nervous system is already preparing to respond. So you may not even be at work yet, but internally, your workday has already started. And many women do not realize they are leaving the house already tense, already reactive, and already carrying the stress of the day before the day has even begun. And this is why a simple morning routine matters. Before the emails, give yourself a few minutes to pray, to breathe, to stretch, to drink some water, or step into some natural sunlight. Because your morning routine is not just about being more productive, it's about telling your body, I do not have to start this day in panic. I can start it with peace, direction, and intention. You also need a transition routine when you get home. Because if you leave work physically but carry the whole workday into your kitchen, your bedroom, your family conversations, the job is still taken from you after hours. So maybe before you walk into the house, you sit in the car for a few minutes and breathe. Maybe take a short walk. Maybe you pray. Maybe you write down what you are leaving at work and what needs your attention at home. Just something simple that tells your body that part of the day is over and I'm entering a different space. Next, I want you to start paying attention to what your body is telling you after certain meetings, conversation, people, or tasks because your body is giving you data all the time. So notice what drains you. Notice what makes your shoulder tense. Notice what gives you headaches. Notice what makes your stomach feel tight. Notice what makes you crave sugar or want to overeat when you get home. Notice what causes you to scroll because you're trying to escape how you feel. Now, that awareness really matters because you cannot protect what you refuse to notice. Your body's signals help to show you where the leaks are. And if you are a purpose driven woman, you cannot keep giving the best of your energy to an environment that drains you, only to give your family, your purpose, and your body whatever is left over. At some point, you have to say, even if I cannot leave yet, I am no longer giving this environment unlimited access to me. So, if your work environment is draining you, do not ignore what your body is trying to tell you. Maybe you cannot leave today. Maybe you need wisdom, time, and a plan. But you can start being honest about what this environment is costing you. Your job is a resource, is not your source. God is your source. So protect your energy. Pay attention to your body. Set small boundaries. And if you know this environment is no longer healthy for you, begin formulating an exit plan because you were not called to spend your life just surviving. You were called to live with strength, energy, peace, and purpose. So, are you tired of feeling tired? I'm looking for a few purpose driven women over 40 ready to become proof of what is possible with more energy, clarity, and focus in the next 60 days. So, click the link below to join our upcoming challenge. See you inside.